The focus of this video is to show you how to take the derivative of a composite function, which is where you need to use the chain rule. So let's start with this example. Use the following table to find the value of the derivative of h when x equals 1 if h of x equals this function here. So now this is a composite function because there are layers. There's things being plugged into the other. So in this case, there's actually 3 layers. F is the outside layer, g is the middle, and f of x is the innermost piece. So when this happens, when you have functions that have layers like this, there's things involved, you have to take the derivative of each layer separately, but the inside just kind of comes along for the ride. So you start with the outermost layer, take the derivative of that. The inside is untouched. It just follows along until you get to that layer, and then you can take the derivative of each one at a time. So in this case, we'll start with f and take the derivative of f, which will just look like f prime. And this will come along. It will not be touched. We can't do anything with it until we get to the next layer. So the next piece would be g. The derivative of g would be g prime. The layer inside that would be f of x. We won't touch that either. And then the last thing we take the derivative of is the f of x. So let me show you what this looks like. You start out with the outer layer, which is f. Derivative of f is just f prime. The inside is untouched. So that is the inside layers. And now that you're done with that, you move on to the next layer, which is g. The derivative of g is g prime. The inside layer comes along for the ride, is untouched. And now the last layer is 4x. The derivative of 4x is just 4. So there's 3 pieces to this answer, or to this derivative, because there are 3 layers, and they're all separated by multiplication. The first piece is just the derivative of the outer layer. The inside is untouched. The next piece is the derivative of the next layer. The rest of the inside comes along for the ride. And the third layer is just 4x. You take the derivative of that. So now that you have the derivative, to find h prime of 1 just means to plug in a 1 for x. So this is a 1 now, and this is a 1 now. And you can simplify that. You get g of 4 here and g prime of 4. And at this point, you just need to go to the table. This is right here, 9. And then this little piece right here in the table is 2. And then the last step is to find f prime of 2, which is right here. So you just multiply and you have 36 as your final answer.